The fact that this program needs to, as I put it, scramble for money is absurd. Talib doesn't even know if he's gonna have a job next year. Literally, Gateways has saved lives.
Last episode, we took a look at the Gateways for Incarcerated Youth program. The Gateways program has two components, the college class and the academic mentoring program. The college class brings students from Evergreen into Green Hill, which is a juvenile detention facility in Chehalis, Washington. The academic mentoring program is a little different than college class in that there's less structure. We get to mentor the guys one-on-one.
Being able to meet with people who speak to us like we're humans is just, a blessing.
Despite the program's life-changing success, Gateways receives no state funding and is run entirely off grants, donations, and fundraisers held by Evergreen students. This consistent lack of support has forced Gateways to scramble for money year after year and has created uncertainty about the program's future.
When I was speaking with Talib, who's the director of Gateways right now, he was explaining that, it's tough. They're not getting the support that they need, and they're not getting the funding that they need. And, my whole issue is, why not? It needs capacity building, it needs funding, it needs everything, but it needs to not be living off of grant money.
If the state were even to realize what benefit this is to the economy of the state, because the young people are not supported by the state anymore if they don't go back into the institutions.
There's no reason why there shouldn't be more support for Gateways from Evergreen, because you only got a couple people holding on and just doing everything they can to keep this program alive.
Can you talk about Talib?
Talib, that's my guy, man. He's hilarious.
He's like my Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's always there to kind of give me an extra push.
I look up to him kind of like a role model figure.
He has so much love, so much dedication.
Without Talib, I can't even imagine how this program would function. Talib's position was funded by this grant that the program had. Well, now that grant has essentially expired. They can't even figure out how they're gonna pay to have a program coordinator. Literally, Gateways has saved lives. It has changed the course of people's lives to the extent where they've decided to take a different path away from being locked up. The fact that Talib doesn't even know if he's gonna have a job next year is obscene. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the college wakes up and says, wow, this is one of the most amazing programs that this college will ever have.
My friend Tim took the program while he was incarcerated at Green Hill and now is a full-time student at Evergreen.
As far as setting a goal for myself, trying to be successful in life, Gateways just gave me that idea. Here's the tools, it's up to you.
What kind of tools?
First of all, somebody to talk to as a friend that you can trust. Somebody that's there to help you. If it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have ever made it out. I met people in Gateways that sometimes I bump into here at the college. And I tell them thank you for being that person in my life to inspire me. If it wasn't for college, I wouldn't be here right now. Gateways definitely is a necessity. It needs to be definitely more recognized for what it is.
I was always so shy. Gateways actually helped break me out of that shell, and I became more comfortable in my own skin. When I first met Michael, he wouldn't talk at all. He would come when he did come, and he would just sit there and slowly but surely, I think he realized that these are people that actually kind of care about me in a different way. They care about me as just me being me, not me, an incarcerated individual. And he came out of his shell, and now it's just he's just so charismatic. We would reach out to more youth, but that's a Green Hill staffing issue. So they only give us one staff for 10 youth.
Recidivism is the rate at which someone who has been convicted of a crime reoffends. Educational programs and vocational programs like Gateways or AMP create bridges and pathways for people to have a network once they get out, which drastically reduces recidivism. Would you recommend to your other friends that are here to take Gateways?
Yeah, I would.
Why?
I think just building connections, having those people there for you who are willing to help you. Like if you build those connections, they can be your support system, so you can rely on them if you need help, like mentoring or, like just someone to talk to, like, hey, I'm going through a struggle right now,
Do you feel like you had that before you got locked up?
No.
I actually do know people that have been in the program, and I know the people that were touched by the program are special. They're different. These people were doing long sentences. They had long criminal history. They came from, horrible backgrounds, and they're still free. So I think that the program was, at least in my own community, reduced recidivism that I could physically see.
Everyone we spoke with this season and last season of Gateways shared how getting access to education and mentorship changed the trajectory of their lives. If we know that education is the key to pulling people out of incarceration, why are so many people opposed to supporting it?
Maybe that prison stigma is part of the reason. People have a picture of prison in their minds, maybe.
Working where I work at now for the state, a lot of them don't know what I'm locked up for, and they see me as I am now. They think, oh, I'm this good guy. Well, I am, I'm a good guy. They'll tell me before I had this judgment on people who are incarcerated, but after meeting you and realizing that you're not that typical stereotype person that's been locked up, they're like, my whole perspective has changed.
The first season we uploaded these videos and some people were really excited that Gateways is a thing and that people are kind of given a second chance, but some other people were just like, well, why are my tax dollars going to these prisoners or something like that? What do you have to say about people that maybe don't think that people deserve second chances?
Yeah, so I'll call it straight out like it is. To me, that's straight bullshit. What about if your family member, if your cousin, your brother went to jail? Before I got locked up, some of my own family members were like, why are my tax dollars going to that? They don't need that, blah, blah, blah. But the minute I get locked up, it switches, They speak like that because they don't know what it's like to be locked up. They've never been in that situation or that predicament. So it's they don't know what it's like to sleep on a cot that's only an inch thick with your spine touching the cement block that it's on, or to be in a cell 23 hours a day. They don't know none of that. But guaranteed, the minute they got locked up, all them opinions that they once had were gonna switch.
$1 spent towards educating someone goes so much further than $1 spent towards incarcerating someone. And so if we invest in people's education while they're incarcerated, or even before they're incarcerated, they come out of the experience ready to learn and ready to participate in society. Locking up individuals and isolating them from communities doesn't help them become better members of our communities. That just doesn't make any sense. We're creating safer communities by engaging with people compassionately and allowing them to have access to education while they're locked up. If you see these guys and you only see them as a criminal, you're really doing yourself a disservice.
I'm not the only student I know this program's had this type of effect on, but it's changed my life. It's made me want to go to grad school because it's made me want to be a better resource to people or be able to serve people in a higher capacity.
All of the guys that we talked to mentioned something about wanting to be a teacher or a lawyer or a social worker.
I would really enjoy being a lawyer.
I'd like to work at law because a lot of times you got people who don't know the law and are just they don't really know their rights.
Right now, I want to go to school and become a lawyer.
But I also want to come up here and see if I can be a counselor.
My counselor wants me to be a counselor. And so it's I'm gonna work on that and see what I can do.
I could go and get in the union and probably make twice as much as I'm about to make going into the field of social work. But I don't imagine that would feel very edifying for my spirit.
I want to be a social worker, maybe a teacher. I want to make a difference. I want to make it better. What better way to do that than have been through it yourself,
They've been given this opportunity to be in a college setting, and they just take that energy and they want to give it back tenfold.
Our youth committee here at Green Hill, we tried to support a few bills. Senate Bill 6160, we got that bill to pass.
The way the old law read was anybody who gets a aggressive charge or a Class A felony and is 16 or 17 years old will automatically get charged as an adult. 6160 now states that if you are 16 or 17, you have to go through a declination hearing in order for them to charge you as an adult.
This bill updates our statutes to reflect what we know about adolescent brain development, that youth make terrible mistakes and they need the opportunity to rehabilitate and change the direction of their lives.
Getting a bill passed into a law is something that not many people get to do.
For people who just see us as criminals, the juvenile justice work that we're doing here at Green Hill is just like proving the exact opposite.
Everyone has a right to their creativity, they have a right to education, and they have the right to speak their mind. And I think that's what Gateways allows them. Gateways has made me a better parent, it's made me a better person. Gateways means life to me, and that's why this program is like just so impactful on everybody.
I want whoever watches this, whoever is listening, to understand that there needs to be more Gateways, and there needs to be everywhere, because all it is compassion for human beings. Okay, it's like super basic, but we forget about people and we hold them off and we put them in cages or we put them in boxes or we give them labels and then we treat them like they're less than. And just being compassionate is how everything can shift for everybody. If you treat people like human beings and they can act like human beings and feel like human beings and then want to be part of a bigger system like community or the world and would feel like they belong. So if you got money, donate it, for real, like on some serious stuff. And like, let's figure out how to make sure that programs like this can continue to save lives. We don't want a 3-year promise. We don't want a 5-year promise. We want a lifetime promise. Like Gateways is here for life. And there it is.
This program should continue because it works and it changes people's lives, and it changed mine. Thanks so much for watching this video series about Gateways. This program is transforming people's lives and helping them to build a better life after incarceration. If you're interested in helping Gateways run, please click the link in the description to donate. Donations collected through the Evergreen State College Foundation help to fund tuition, supplies, and books for Gateways. Everyone we spoke with this season had so much more to say about their personal experiences beyond what we could include in these videos. But if you're interested in learning more about any of the people that we talked to, you can click any of these links to learn more about their personal stories.